As far as songwriting, and I want to gear this in the box for teens because that's our audience for right now. Does it matter if I'm not a virtuoso on the piano or guitar when I'm going through my process?
No.
Why and why not?
Because I think that music is more of a feeling. I know people who play really, really well and people don't connect to what they're doing, and probably because they've placed a lot of energy into learning how to do it. I know people who have never taken a lesson before in their life, and the feeling is just injected to it in a completely different way. If you can hear something and you can hear that it sounds good, that's really all you need. There's so many people that are making millions and millions of dollars on like all the time. Like, I mean, there's, especially now with streaming, the type of money that people are making off of these streams and off of going viral is freaking ridiculous. These people have never had classes. You know what I mean? These people have never, like, and I'm not saying that that's not something that's necessary, but I'm saying like they weren't like the best piano players or the best songwriters even, you know what I mean? Some people just kind of are consistent and they know how to vibe. They know what kind of feelings will translate to the public, if that makes sense.
Okay. When it comes to practicing instruments, there's a certain amount of time daily. I think kids should spend time with their instruments in order to be able to compete.
Absolutely.
What is healthy? And I'm going to ask you from limited experience. I was told from some of my engineer buddies that, you know, they take breaks when they're mixing because they get fatigued. Yes. What about in the process of a teenage writer?
So
when are the intervals when they should step away and come back with a fresh head?
So I actually just put a video out about the 7 habits of highly effective musicians. I
saw that video,
and one of the first things that I talked about was writing in blocks. Some people can handle it. Some people can sit down and they can throw themselves into it for hours and they need nothing else. But some people cannot. My mind tends to flutter. There's some days where I can completely focus and I'll sit and I can write for 4 or 5 hours straight and it works perfectly and beautifully. But there's some days where my head is all over the place and I'm not going to get anything done unless I do break it up into blocks. So I think you kind of have to feel it out for yourself. Are you feeling engaged? Are you feeling like you can get it? One thing that I would say, I tend to cut it off at frustration. Once I start feeling like I can't do it, I might say, okay, well, I want to write for 4 hours today. And I'll do those 4 hours, but say I sit down for the first 30 minutes and I'm just not feeling it. I'll step away and give myself, you know, the time that I need. And then I'll kind of push myself to go back. And if I have to keep doing that 4 hours in 30-minute increments, then I'll do it. But I tend to kind of tap out at frustration because once I get to the point of being completely frustrated, then that kind of leads me to feeling like I can't do it, which puts people into that writer's block phase where people start really questioning what they're capable of, and mentally that does more damage. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I always tell people it's good to be disciplined. It's good to like keep yourself going, but once you get to that place, don't push yourself too far.